welcome to my YouTube channel, Lady D Psychic. This will be my video on Andy, is it Burnham? I think that's how you would pronounce it. I'm not too sure. I'm not great with the pronunciation of names, but the new Prime Minister of England. So I'm pretty sure I saw a comment that was asking about him, and he has just been coming into office. So I thought I'll see what I can see in astrology and tell you what I get. So when I looked at the chart, did my research, I couldn't find a time that was known publicly, but I got his birthday and where he was born. So I'm not going to show you the full chart today because I couldn't see a lot in the chart, but I can see a lot with his personality, and it would just be easiest for me talking to you doing it this way. If you want me to actually show you what I'm talking about in some aspects of the chart, let me know and I'll do a quick video and I will show you that then. So with this person, I wonder why he is in politics. He's someone that has the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, all in Capricorn. Capricorns are all about structure. They're about being organized, routine, traditions. They are also about politics, government, law and order. See, a Capricorn they like to follow the rules, but they'll break the rules if no one's watching. So they'll bend them a little bit if not going to be getting caught or found out. But even the way he thinks, he'd be quite structured and rigid as well, having so much energy in Capricorn. He wouldn't be very emotional or someone that sort of works from the heart, because Capricorn's more about getting job done and sort of not being emotional about it and just getting in there, doing what has to be done and get out. He's also he does have his Mars in Pisces. So I've got here as a Capricorn. So we're looking at someone who's very disciplined, as I said, law and order, very structured, strategic. So he would be very strategic in the way how he thinks, the way that he very like strategizes as well. He'd be very organized too. As I said, a lot of things about tradition. And he'd be good with business. So he'd be someone that would be good at running businesses, most likely. Now, he does have Mars, because I could see that when I look at the photo of him, I could see a bit of like softness. I've got my scribbles and stuff here. There is a softness to him when I see him. So I was wondering whether or not he would be ascending Pisces, perhaps, or maybe an ascending Libra. But just the softness that he comes across in his appearance. But with that Mars in Pisces, that can be not taking ownership of some things and sort of having a blame game, sort of avoid confrontation a little bit with that being there. When he does get angry, he may get a little bit crazy as well. He could be difficult at setting. So he may have firm boundaries, but in some ways be difficult in maybe keeping them or setting them with that Mars in Pisces. So we'd have to see how it all plays out in his personality. He could be very passive aggressive too when he does get angry, and he may see himself as the victim, so not taking that responsibility or the ownership. So also with the personality, I can see that he does have Mercury square Jupiter and Saturn. So when we're looking at those aspects, it's like the energies, when it's in square, they're not blending together, they're working against each other. So perhaps he may be someone that sort of it sounds like good in his head. When he says it out loud, it doesn't come out that great, or he may have problems with sort of pronouncing certain words or getting words out. But he'd be good at improvising. Like, so if he just got told his get up there and speak to the audience, he can actually do that. So an unexpected, if he gets unexpected ways, he can go in and speak up. But at the same time, he also may be someone who sort of, if he's, there's a problem coming up and he's done something wrong, he may talk himself more, sort of digging himself in a hole than digging himself out of the hole. He would be good at sort of manipulation a little bit too, in the way that he speaks, because he does have a sextile to Mercury. So Mercury is about how we speak and how we communicate. Neptune can blur the lines. It can be sort of manipulating a little bit. So that could be the case with him. He does have a sort of strength and courage about him, especially when it comes to money and relationships a little bit here. Also, too, we do have the moon possibly could be conjunct the sun or sort of Venus, just depending on where he's born, where the moon could be. So perhaps if it was conjunct Venus, then probably his emotions would be ruled by money and relationships, or perhaps his home would be a very loving space that he would create. If it, he probably, so we do have Venus and the Sun 4 degrees apart. So, relationships and finances could be a very important part of his life where he's kind of like focused on too. He a few years ago, so back sort of a couple of years ago, he would have had there would have been an ending conversation or a change in how maybe how he spoke. We had Pluto over his Mercury. He is born in a Mercury retrograde, so therefore he could be more in his head than actually like he thinks a lot, very deep thinker or someone who thinks a lot more than being vocal because the energy is more internal when it's born in a retrograde, the planet's in retrograde. He also has his Mars that is close, so it's like 3 degrees from his node, which is in that Pisces. So part of his life lesson could be about addictions, it could be about mental health, it could be about helping people too, and also could be about reassessing people. It could be um, wanting to, so like having assurance, but he also he could be about being of service. It could be also having this empathy for people might be part of his life lesson as well. There's more to that depending which house it's in, and that we don't have that information with us. He does have at the moment Neptune is over his Chiron, so that's like a dissolve in pain. Can be a little bit of a delusion to something that's really caused him a bit of a like a wound, something that's caused him a bit of drama. Um, but also he does have transit Chiron over natal Saturn. That could be a painful problem coming up for him too. So when the election, if it's on in 2029, I looked up, any transits that I could see possibly, depending on when it would be on, then his node as a transit may be aligned with the moon or Venus or the sun, which could get him in. I don't think he's going to be re-elected, um, but it could be. We'll know more when we get closer to that date, and I'll do a video to see where I think things will be. He's also got there's also an opposition with Jupiter and Saturn, so there could be that can be a thing of Teflon, like where problems don't stick to him. That could be, and that could also go with that Mars in Pisces, as that be a victim and not taking ownership. So that's what I got with the astrology with him. Probably the most of it. What I'm getting when I look at him and I tune into his energy, I feel like his popularity is going down. So I haven't researched in terms of where his popularity is. I didn't look at that prior to making this video, and I'm sure people will tell me in the comment section about his popularity, if it's up or down. I'm getting down, so if it's not down yet, I feel like it is going to go down. I kind of feel like we don't believe what he's going to say. I feel like he's like open-ended or very like winded communication here, and I feel like that he makes common sense, and it would be like Capricorn energy. Capricorns are very sensible, they have a lot of common sense, but I feel like the actions of the party make it hard for him to implement everything that he does. And I feel like that's what's wrong with the system there, is the party is not on the same page. And I feel like the Labour Party is very segmented into where they need to go. I feel like that there's like two sides of this party. One side more for the people and their rights, and they're being silenced, and then we've got the other party who are sort of running the show, but I feel like that they're in denial, or they can't see what's happening. It's like they're putting themselves in a little bubble, and that is also deflecting on him as a leader, because he is like he's split in two here, and he can't see or can't make the full changes that he would want to make. I kind of feel like Nigel Farage is going to get more popularity and overtake him in terms of in being more popular. Like I said in my other video with Nigel, he was, from memory, I think he was an Aries fire sign. People like fire signs as leaders, and being an Aries, he'd be a born leader. Capricorn, look, I have a Capricorn moon. I get along with Capricorns, and I understand them, but they are, to me, they are leaders as well, but they don't lead with compassion. They about being very realistic, about getting the job done. As I said, and they can be quite rigid, and people might think they're a bit judgy, but they're more just saying it how it is with Capricorn. But this guy's, I feel like he's not able to sort of speak the way that he wants to be able to speak, and I just feel like he's being pulled back. Now, also, I get here when I was tuning into this last night, preparing for this video, I was getting that he was sneaky, that he does tell lies, that he manipulates. I didn't really trust him. He doesn't come across as a strong character. He would be strong with that Capricorn energy, but he's not coming across as someone who's strong. That's why I feel like that maybe he's either a Piscean ascending or maybe like a Libran ascending, a sign that's not strong because of the softness that he has in his appearance. I'm trying to think of what else maybe he could be. But I don't know. If we ever find out, let me know, and we can then do the whole chart. Okay, I've got here everything has a reason, very calculated. So he does things a reason. I feel like he's also trying to maneuver and manipulate the party to see what's going to suit him best as well. Okay, blame game excuses. So he's not going to take ownership for that. I was getting headaches. I don't know. It means that I don't know if that would mean like I was picking up as in he has a headache, or he's a headache to other people. Didn't get that. Um, Look, he would be very political, being Capricorn as well. So I saw backdoor deals, and I feel like that is going to be with Europe. Um, I did see Ukraine. I am seeing, so it could be backdoor deals done with Ukraine. People not being happy about that. I feel like that there's going to be a lot of information coming out with that. He's not stupid, so I didn't really feel like a link with China, but I kind of feel like China was circling though. Okay, I didn't get that he, at this point, I didn't get that he was going to win the next election. People will have enough, but I feel like, as I said, when we get closer to your election, we find out who's in the running. I'll do another video then. That's a few years away yet. Okay, I did get migration. I've got more, like more coming in the back door. So I kind of feel like he's going to let the migration more come in, but it's a back way. And I do feel like he's going to be leading the country into World War III. I did feel like that. I kind of feel like that's coming up for the world. And I did feel like he was going to lead you guys into that. And I did get him work with the king. Now, I do know how the monarchies ran. I am in Australia. We're under the same monarch as you guys. Someone did put in one of the a comment in my other videos saying about they have no push and power. The thing is, we don't see what happens behind closed doors. And what I pick up is that, especially when it comes to this king, I feel like he does have push and power and he does interfere. He's done it in our politics in the past, and I feel like he does it with this as well. Charles is very different to how the Queen was, but I feel like Charles interferes too much. The same as when William gets into power, there'll be be a different leadership, different set of rules. But I do feel like he's working with the king. I also got here, there's like a sneaky agenda here coming up with this person. I feel like that, yes, like deal with Ukraine. The deal with Ukraine is not going to be good. I didn't get that as a positive thing. Now, I could see a bombing, like in World War II, bombing of England. So I could see that again. So whether or not I'm seeing like the past or future. So I feel like that it could be, it could, England could come up to be, it could be a similar atmosphere than what when we're in World War II with those England bombings happening. Okay, I've also got here what you see is what you get. Not good. I feel like he's not good with his words. At first, seems like he's cleaning up. So I feel like at first it seems like he's trying to clean up everything and make everything go nice. But then I got here that Nigel Farage would be like a thorn in his backside, this man. And I do feel like, as I said before, popularity will grow bigger. And I just got here, it's like the same Labour Party playbook. So I feel like even though the leaders change, it's the same Labour Party, they stand for the same thing. That it's still fractured, the party. It's like it's not changing. They've changed the leader, but the party itself is not changing. They're not moving forward where what people want. And the same thing's happening here in Australia. Now, there is something about Scotland. Now, this is a bit I don't understand how, because I know you guys are all together. I'm in Australia, I'm a bit further away. But there's something about destroying Scotland. So I didn't understand what I'm getting with that because I don't know how it all works. Because I know Scotland is a different country, but I feel like there could be some conflict, or maybe he's not going to do the right thing by Scotland. There's something about Scotland I didn't get positive with that or with the relationship. So that's what I got when I did tune into his energy. Um, Although I do get like there could be a focus on education, and I feel like that would be good in terms of school children in schools. So I do feel like there might be some good things that this man does, but on a whole, I feel like he's not really going to make the changes that the people need. And I feel like his head is, I don't know, he's moving in a different direction than where he should be. So that's what I got from him. As we get things pan out, we'll see where we go. Um, but yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you for your like, shares, and your comments. And I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.